So I just wanted to kind of update everybody and make a new video. What are you doing, silly goose? Woo! All right. Hi, guys. So I just wanted to kind of update you. Today was a long day. It's a long day for you too, huh? Was it a long day for you too? Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about just some of the things that are going on currently, especially with my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter has a developmental delay, but she was only diagnosed with that maybe last week, last Thursday. Sorry, guys, it's been a long day. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and how that relates to autism. My husband has autism, so I think that we've always kind of been looking out for that. And that is still kind of what we're looking at. But it's a very long and arduous process to get any kind of services because she's 5 years old. So today I kind of wanted to share the story about that. So she originally was flagged for evaluation and early intervention services when she was 2 or 3 years old, and it was from her previous daycare. Her previous daycare said that she had the same delays that she has now. They just first noticed them then. So when they did that, when they did her, like they do evaluations at the daycare. So when they did an evaluation for the daycare, they realized that she had all these delays and they wanted some further evaluation. Really? Some further evaluation to be done. So me being a first-time mom and kind of feeling guilty because I was going through nursing school most of her early childhood, I felt like there couldn't be anything wrong, and if there was something wrong, it was my fault. So I needed to cover it up. I needed to not acknowledge it, you know. So I kind of called around and talked to people, and so I put on there that there was no problems, that there was no issues. We didn't see any of those delays. Not that I really noticed that. I just didn't want to acknowledge it, couldn't acknowledge it. And when I brought it up to her primary care doctor said there is no problem. Now, I had already talked to the primary care doctor about my concerns about her not speaking. And the doctor said, oh, she has a banky, so it doesn't matter. You know, it's not an issue. Once you get rid of the banky, she'll be able to speak. Now I'm learning that she should have been marked for a delay because she should have been speaking, although incorrectly because she had a banky, but she should have been speaking. And she maybe had a couple of words. She hasn't actually spoken in sentences. She still really doesn't, but she didn't really talk much at all except for a few words here or there until she was like 3 or 4. And now that she's 5, I mean, she still doesn't really talk a lot in sentences. She'll say one word, like hungry, or tired, or, you know, whatever. But she gets her point across, but she doesn't use a whole sentence. Which we're trying to make her do that now. We're trying to make her use sentences more because we've noticed all these things. We've also we did not realize about the fine motor or the gross motor delays that she has, and I think a big part of that is because I didn't really pay attention. I didn't really think to look for it. But now it's kind of one of those things like, oh yeah, she doesn't hold her pen right or her utensil right. I mean, she can't skip. She kind of runs awkwardly. But I didn't really realize those are things to be concerned about. Anyways, it was this February that we really started to notice, because this new daycare started to talk about how she needs intervention services. Then she got her kindergarten testing done, and when the results came back, it came back that she had delays. Well, potential delay, because that's really all there was. It was either normal or potential delay. That was it. So she got potential delay on all of her, not all of her, on motor and speech and behavior, I think. I can't remember. And then we started to realize that there's been these things all along that we haven't really thought about, we haven't really noticed, because nobody was concerned about it besides the daycare. And when only one person is concerned about something and you don't really want to be concerned or can't be concerned, or you just kind of aren't. So it wasn't until then that we started to realize, like, she does have a lot of tantrums. She has a lot of tantrums, and we thought they were just 4-year-old tantrums, the resurgence of tantrums that is a normal part of development. We didn't realize that they were meltdowns. We didn't realize that there was any issue with that. I mean, it wasn't until we started to think more about autism that we started to notice that she will melt down and it'll be bad. She'll hurt somebody around. Now, it's on accident, not on purpose, but she'll hurt somebody around her because of how upset she gets and how kind of just out of it she is. She'll run off, and it will last for a long time, where she'll just scream and cry and all that. So anyways, when we started to realize that she really did need an evaluation for autism, we talked to who we were originally supposed to, who was Early Intervention Services. And when we contacted them, when I contacted them, she was 4 years old. Well, apparently they have a lot of stuff to do, around February or whenever I called them. I think it was maybe March. Anyways, I think they had a lot to do because they never actually called me back. I called them like maybe a month, almost into May, I think I called them, because Cadence had her birthday. So I called them and I said, hey, is this an issue? Is having... What? So I said, hey, is this an issue? Like, she turned 5 already. And they said, oh, yes, that is an issue. We don't do that anymore. We will not do an evaluation then, because she won't qualify for early intervention because she's going into school. So they said, call the school. Okay, so I called the school. The school didn't get back to me for a while. I don't know what all happened, but apparently the person didn't get my number right or something. I don't know, but I had to call them twice. So it took like 3 weeks for me to actually talk to somebody from the school district. And when I got a call from the school district, they were like, we don't do intervention evaluations. The only thing we do is we make sure that a child gets what they need in the classroom, or under an IEP, or if they need to not be in a mainstream classroom or need to go into a special ed or, whatever, that's what we do. And that's what our evaluations are for. And so a person could have an autism diagnosis and not actually have an autism diagnosis according to the school district, because the school district just cares about services, not about like a medical diagnosis. And so they were like, so we don't diagnose. I said, oh, okay. I mean, I was just told to call you. I don't know. So finally, I'm I'm sitting there and I'm going like, what am I supposed to do? And I'm talking to people and I'm finding that early intervention is like the most important thing. It's like the gold standard. If you don't get early intervention, the prognosis is much poorer. So I'm like going, okay, so everybody is saying hurry up. And at the same time, I can't get any services. Like how is this supposed to work? You know, like she's basically fallen into the cracks. So I finally get a referral from the primary care doctor to a clinic that does a full evaluation. Well, apparently, because this primary care doctor said there wasn't much of an issue or said it was just mother's concern or whatever, they triaged her and they're not going to evaluate her for 9 months to a year. So that was another annoying thing. So then I decided to change the primary care doctor because I just couldn't do it anymore. I felt unheard and I felt so perturbed that she would just say that there was nothing wrong when there was all these delays that were being noticed by everybody else. She's just gonna climb all over me. So we ended up now going to a new primary care doctor, and the new primary care doctor has her going to OT, PT, speech, and language. And that I'm very thankful for because, and what they have put her as a diagnosis as is developmental delay. Now, autism is a pervasive developmental delay, so it's very much along the same lines. But basically, because that doctor is not necessarily qualified to make that diagnosis, because you need a more in-depth evaluation to make the diagnosis, she needs something to be able to get the services. And so she's using that something as developmental delay. So it's very good in that case. I mean, I haven't gotten any calls yet to make the appointments, but I think it's because she's not really in their system. She's not really gone to any specialist or anything her whole entire life. So it's going to take some time to have her, get into the hospital system and everything, and for them to call us and make appointments. But I'm just so glad that we're getting services. And I honestly do not care what the diagnosis is. I do not care what the specific label is as long as she's getting services. That's what's important to me. I want her to be the best that she can be.
Say hi, my name is Cadence. Let's make some notes first.
So I just wanted to end with, if you are trying to get services, just keep going at it. Be that mom. Be that annoying mom that calls constantly and gets services, because nobody else is going to advocate for your child. Only you can do that. And it is so important to get services when they're needed. And even if they're just needed a little bit, they are so important. Just keep trying. That's what I've done, and that's how I've gotten places. I've just been really annoying until somebody gives me some kind of answer or some kind of information. So, that's basically in a nutshell where we are with that and with getting services and getting evaluated for autism. So if you're new and you want to join the drama, click that red subscribe button and please like this content. If you would like to see something different, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all later. Bye.